Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Um, okay, so stock markets were up today. It's actually been up the last couple of days. Um, Donald Trump was softening his tone on tariffs with China, saying something in his word salad way that, we're working on many deals and maybe we could be working on a deal with China. 145% is the tariff, and that's pretty high. Maybe we could bring that down a bit, type of thing. And the stock market got all happy and went up 2 or 3%. That's great. There's no commitment there. That's just typical Trumpism. We'll see what we can do, type of thing. Um, I want to do this reading not so much on the tariffs, but I want to do it on Trump and how he's feeling right now with everything going on. Maybe I'll ask on some different subjects. Because, the whole thing with the tariffs, he took down the tariffs like 10% on everybody except China. And now he's talking about making deals with China. So what's his end game? It makes it seem like, oh, I don't know, Pete Hegseth dropped another Signal chat with his wife and his brother on it, and now to steal the headlines back, he's talking about tariffs again. Uh, it's just, again, the dancing monkey and distraction and things along those lines. So I want to take a look at what's going on in Donald Trump's life right now. And he's talking, so we're going to start this off just with the comment. He's talking about lowering tariffs. What is he actually worried about? Because that sounds like a distraction. No commitment to anything. It's just, what is it that's concerning Donald Trump right now to the point that he's distracting people? Okay, entertainment purposes only. Five of Swords. Winning and losing. It's about losing. He's losing something. There's a loss. There's the defeats. This could be in the courts. This could be his policies, but something is being defeated. Something that he thought he would win easily, and he's actually losing. And then crossed with the Two of Wands, what do you do next? It could be something as simple as the tariffs. I thought the tariffs were going to be easy, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Yeah. And now he has to come up with like new ideas. Underneath it all is the Three of Wands, which is overseas deals, and waiting for things to come to you. So there was something he was expecting he was going to win easily, but he's losing. He expects to get the good news any day now, but really what it is he has to go back to the drawing board. So something's not working out for him that he expected to work out, and he still thinks will work out, but he's being told it's not going to work out. You need to go back to the drawing board. In the past, it's the World card. I really do think it's the tariffs and just the destruction to the economy that's happening here. This isn't working, and he's losing people because of it. Maybe losing support with Middle America and such. In the past, you got the World card, which something that involves the world. I don't think it's bringing something to an end. I think this is the world, so it probably is about tariffs. Oh no. Current situation is the Lovers card. So what's not working for him? His peace. Remember, he wants to win a Nobel Peace Prize. That doesn't appear to be happening anytime soon. Matter of fact, one of the headlines was, Trump's losing patience is wearing thin with Zelensky. Trump doesn't have patience. He's impetuous. He wanted that Nobel Peace Prize because, Obama got one, so he wants one too. And, every time he thinks he's making progress on it, Putin does something to screw it up. And then Zelensky does something to retaliate against Putin, and he's nowhere nearer to that Nobel Peace Prize as he's ever been in his political careers. So that could be one thing. The Lovers could also represent Trump trying to make those big deals. Trying to... I'll leave that. Trying to make big deals, trying to make a big splash, have his big policy, his big tax breaks, something along those lines. Or the levers can also be with the billionaires, the tech bros, the American oligarchs, trying to deliver them something that he thought was going to help them, and it's messing up. The chuckle at first was Melania, or Laura Loomer more precisely, but I think I'll just leave that one alone because nobody really. I mean, you're watching this either at 3 in the morning Eastern time or with your morning coffee, and I really don't want you to lose. Oh, I don't want to ruin your morning coffee. Overarching energy is the fool. Yeah, it's got to be tariffs. Just dumb. Just talk about somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Mind you, again, I do believe the tariffs were just a major grift opportunity for him. Cut me a deal, cut me some money on the back end, and we're all good. Oh, that was also funny. Somebody I was listening to today commented that with Trump in his... Oh, it was the minister of Japan, I believe, basically called Trump an extortionist. And a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned to you that somebody on TikTok broke down Donald Trump's negotiation styles, art of the deal, my butt. He basically either uses leverage or extortion. And here's another person saying the extortion card. That when they come in to try and trade with the U.S. and try to lift the tariffs, they ask the U.S. what they want, and the U.S. says, I don't know, what are you offering? And they say, well, what do you want? And they don't know the answer. Lesson to be learned is the Nine of Wands. Who knew? Who knew economics could be so hard? Who knew that, creating a new healthcare plan could be so hard? Trump it's like he's a walking head injury. He doesn't comprehend anything. And it's almost like it hurts his head to have to plan things out. That's for other people. It just, he doesn't have a clue where to go. This guy is concussed. He's dazed. He doesn't know where to go next. He kind of is in lizard brain. He knows if he's in trouble or not, but he doesn't know what to do next. Outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. That could be the reduction of tariffs, simplifying things, trying to simplify, bring things back. Just wants his mommy. Hopefully he does back off with the tariffs and it stabilizes the economy and such. But I can't help but think that this is also, he's got to come up now with a new scheme, something else to hatch his golden egg. Find a new golden goose, as it were. Or a sugar mama, as the case may be. Oh, dear. What's his thoughts currently on Hegseth? So I do think, generally speaking, the tariffs are actually consuming his thoughts here. But what about Hegseth? What's going on? His opinions on Pete Hegseth and yet another faux pas with Signal and Signalgate. Pete Hegseth's been on TV, which means that he's got to know what he's talking about, right? They don't let people who don't know what they're talking about on TV. Derp. What's his thoughts on Hegseth? Nine of Swords. Moving forward quickly, maybe recklessly. Charging forward. King of Swords. A lot of sword energy for sure. Making hard decisions, tough decisions. Something's happening quick with Hegseth. This could be the replacement of Hegseth, or it's going to be him racing to his defense. And I guess it really does depend on what public opinion is, because he's always looking at the polls. Okay, in the past you got the Nine of Wands. That was the lesson to be learned card up here. It's just another headache. doesn't know what to, I really don't think he knows what to do with Hegseth. He wants to keep him, but Hegseth keeps messing up. And the last thing you need to do with Hegseth is have Americans lose lives. Huge burden. It's hard to stay on the top. It's getting harder and harder to justify. I think Trump's getting a lot of messaging uh, from his team that Hegseth has to go. I'm curious how Susie Wiles is playing into this. Overarching energy is the King of Pentacles. But Hegseth's so loyal. It's his guy. He's so loyal. He does what he's told. I see him on TV. It's a winner. Now, it could be the oligarchs might. I don't know if the oligarchs really care about Hegseth that much. Possibly. The lesson to be learned is the victory. The paying attention, look at me card. It's leadership, but it's also the lack of leadership on Hegseth's part. Outcome is the Four of Coins. By all accounts, he should be getting rid of Hegseth. If oligarchs tell him he needs to get rid of Hegseth and find a new champion, he'll do it because he'll follow the money. If he does not get oligarchical pressure, he's going to hold on to Hegseth. But he's got to make an announcement about what's happening soon on this one. All the reporting would seem to indicate that Hegseth is going. But this King of Pentacles rules all in this one. It's whatever that King of Pentacles is representing. Whether it's money or values or something along those lines. It could just be one of those things where Trump is looking at Hegseth as, again, as a casting call. Like, he looks the part. So I want to keep him in there because he looks good in that part. He could do the job just fine. Between oligarchs or extreme public opinion. Those are the things, diving numbers. Those are the two things that will drive Hegseth out. Now, Hegseth, again, if he screws up with like another signal chat, and there's going to be more. Don't think for a second we are done with Pete Hegseth. This is not the only screw up or two screw ups that he's done. There's going to be more. Because there's going to be. There just is. I mean, when you're bringing your wife and your brother into top secret meetings, no, this is just not good. What was the other one I wanted to review here? You got Hegseth, you got the tariffs. There was another one I wanted to hit. Oh, we got immigrants. And there's the Lover's card popping up. How's he feeling about the Supreme Court and the courts blocking his whole immigration policy? And there's the Ace of Swords. It says Crusade. And there's that planning again. But it's things are being put on the back burner. Yeah, he wants to keep on this, but he has to come up with new plans because the courts keep stymieing his plans. He has to come up with something clever, thinking of new and creative ways to skirt the law. The justice has spoken, and again, just like with Hegseth, he's just run into a barrier he can't get through. The courts are slowing it down and making it harder for him to go forward with his crusade. And he has to obey the courts. As much as he mouths off and says he's not going to, he's bound by the courts and the courts' decisions. I do think that's a Susie Wiles card. Lesson to be learned is the Queen of Wands. There's a woman in his presence that has influence over him. Now, it's funny, they call Susie Wiles the Ice Queen or something like that. And the Queen of Wands is a fiery energy, but there is no Ice Queen. Well, maybe the Queen of Cups could be, but this card does seem to come up quite a bit. It could be that Susie Wiles has a different plan for him. It could be that one too, right? Queen of Swords. He wants to get these guys out, but he just can't. He's stuck. You know, he's stymied between the Four of Swords and the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Swords. He's stymied. He's currently stymied. The undercurrent energy is stymied. The overarching energy is stymied. He wants to move forward. He absolutely does. He wants to move these things forward, but he's just stuck. The courts have him bound up. So I think he's frustrated with that. There's just, they will come up with new and creative ways. They'll try and think up, dream up new ways to get rid of people that they don't want here. But right now, his first two shots at it are being blocked in the courts. Now I want to actually read on Susie Wiles real quick. What's Susie Wiles, his chief of staff, what is she thinking about everything that's going on with Trump in the White House? What's one of her biggest concerns going on here? Oh, it was going to be Kristi Noem also. It's, I just did a reading on her purse, and what's Trump thinking about that? Okay, no, let's start thinking Susie Wiles. What is one of her biggest concerns going on here? Trying to keep the deals going, everything behind the scenes going here, and sticking to a plan. Good luck keeping Donald Trump sticking to a plan. Underarching energy is the Six of Wands, the victory. She got in there. He won, and now it's time to make the deals and keep going forward with whatever the agenda is. There we go. Queen of Wands is in the past. I really do think this is her having the influence and helping guide Donald Trump to a victory. Yeah, no voting manipulation whatsoever. Clearly, I was wrong about that. Entertainment purposes only. Current situation is the High Priestess. He listens to her. She has a way of reaching him. And, keeping things... She's like the only thing that's probably constant in keeping things moving in his administration. She's diplomatic. She can go forward. Well, not as diplomatic as the Knight of Pentacles. She's more of a mercenary. But she keeps the money going. She keeps the values going. She's doing a lot of deal... It's almost like she's doing a lot of deal making behind the scenes and in front of the scenes here. So you got the Knight of Pentacles and that. Yeah, she's kind of a deal maker, keeping him up. Lesson to be learned is the Hermit, and just she tries to keep him again on the path forward, showing the light. Stick to the plan. I think Donald Trump gets distracted with money is the problem, and then the outcome is the Page of Pentacles. Like just as I said, I think Trump gets distracted with the money. With his tariff ideas or something like that, he's like, Trump is so focused on money and getting money that Susie Wiles is constantly trying to re-divert him back to the plan. You won, I helped you get here, we've got to carry out our secret agenda. But Trump is always talking about money or seeking money while she's trying to lead him forward. And he's more concerned about the backroom deals than the deals that he made a la Project 2025 to get him into the White House in the first place. I'm 20 minutes into this. Do I really want to read on Kristi Noem? Not really. Okay, I'll do it. Before Carter on Kristi Noem, what's Trump? Now, trigger warning, I can't guarantee you what cards are going to pull up, just like that Laura Loomer reading. Trigger, I'm going to read on, do I really want to do that? That could be its own video. But, okay, trigger warning. I'm going to read on Kristi Noem. I'm going to ask what Trump thinks about Kristi Noem and her purse being snatched. 8 of Wands. Moving quickly, messaging. Probably likes how she looks on TV. 4 Cups. Yeah. Yeah. Magician. And the High Priestess. Messaging about secrets. Big opportunity. Doesn't like what he's heard, but there's opportunities here. What's he think about that? Regardless of the job that she's doing, I think he looks at her, again, just like Hegseth. She looks good on TV, and she just mimics back to Trump whatever Trump says. So he thinks she's wise because she just repeats him. Have you ever heard Hegseth on TV going on about the crooked media and the stolen election and stuff like that? It's exactly like that. Just repeat to Donald Trump what he already believes, and then he thinks you're a genius. I was chuckling about the Ace of Wands because it's rather phallic. You know what I mean? He may be with Laura Loomer, but he's thinking about Kristi Noem. That type of thing. It's just... I think there's things he likes about her and other stuff he doesn't really care for. But she's like made for TV. If I was being creepy, he keeps inviting her out for a drink, and he's going to spike the drink, but she's too smart to take him up on it. I don't want to gross you out. That's a completely gossipy, entertainment purposes only. I'm not getting any real strong vibes from it, other than I think she looks nice on in his mind. She looks nice on TV. She does what she's told, and she repeats back to him what he already wants to hear. Again, when she killed that dog, when the story came out about her shooting the dog and the goat, I'm sure he was really turned on by that, but he was told she can't be your VP pick because she's toxic. So he had to make her director of Homeland Security or something like that instead. And then she gets her purse stolen. I don't think I read if it was a drop on it last night. Maybe I did. We'll find out. Something will happen. Probably stuff that was in her purse is going to show up somewhere with somebody they don't belong to, and hopefully there will be a Senate trial or something along those lines, and she's going to say, oh yeah, that was in my stolen purse. And in the back of your mind, you have to start wondering, did she perform a drop and put something in her purse that information they needed? I don't know. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.